Donald Trump has just threatened to end the Iranian regime again. There may come a point when we are no longer able to be reasonable, he wrote over the weekend. If that happens, the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist. Why does Trump keep threatening to destroy Iran only to pull back and say talks are going very well, we have a deal? But then, next thing you know, he's threatening to destroy Iran all over again. United States aircraft just struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites for violating the ceasefire agreement again. U.S. Central Command posted video of these strikes. But what was the ceasefire violation again Trump was mentioning? Well, according to CENTCOM, 10 Iranian military targets at multiple locations were hit for Iran's drone attack on MT Kiku. Motor tanker Kiku is a Panama-flagged vessel transporting about 2 million barrels of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. According to the US, Iran put a drone on a collision course with it, and it hit. So, according to the US, Iran broke the ceasefire.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You have tuned into another episode of Ron's coverage. Now today, I wanted to speak about the recent attacks by both the US and Iran that violated the Memorandum of Understanding that Trump and the Iran regime agreed to earlier this month. The 14-point understanding, as it outlines on the screen. And to interpret what it means, the main gist of the understanding is that they'll respect each other's sovereignty and that U.S. will grant the Iranian regime sanctions relief and allocate $300 billion to rebuild the Islamic Republic that was destroyed militarily by the U.S. as we degraded their missile systems, sunk the Gulf of Oman. I guess they wanted to reimburse them for all the damages, something that I vehemently disagree with. It also outlines that they will get exemptions to sanctions of oil and petroleum exports and the insurances and bank transactions. They'll be granted exemptions on those financial instruments, unfrozen assets that's outlined in the deal. Trump has given the regime more leverage. Even though we destroyed that republic, he still gave them some leverage and gave them more than they deserve.
Beginning a conflict, you had talked about you only wanted unconditional surrender. And the MOU doesn't look like unconditional surrender.
Well, it really probably is unconditional surrender.
Like I said a couple of seconds ago, we unfroze their assets, similar to Obama and his JCPOA deal.
This is a fucking disaster. Let's just talk more specifically about this deal versus the JCPOA. Iran is now at 60% purity, just a short step to weapons-grade material. Under the JCPOA, enrichment was capped at 3.7%. U.S. military leverage. We're giving it away. The memo reportedly commits the U.S. to not increasing its regional forces, with Washington withdrawing extra forces within 30 days of the final agreement. That's the first time the U.S. has taken away its ability to deploy. That's a big loss.
Trump criticized Obama for the Iran nuclear deal, which was the reason why he rolled it back in 2018. That also lifted the sanctions from Iran as well as unfroze their assets. But yet Trump do the same thing in this case, even though it's just a prelude to a final deal. The deal probably dismantled after Iran attacked the countries of Bahrain and Kuwait, which is our partner in the Middle East. But Kuwait intercepted their missiles and drones and was able to wear off the attempted attack by Iran. The Islamic Republic claims that it was in response to the U.S. releasing drone strikes within proximity of the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. Central Command claims that it was in retaliation to the attacks on the commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC, the Iran National Guard Corps, attacked a commercial vessel on the Strait of Hormuz.
Why would Iran attack a Panamanian ship during a ceasefire? Well, to this day, there is an unknown central strip of the strait that may be dotted with mines. So, while Iran had full control of the strait, it would force ships to take this very narrow route hugging the Iranian shoreline. But Washington has been promoting a different lane, a southern one, further from Iran's reach, hugging Oman's shoreline. According to shipping traffic data, motor tanker Kiku was taking this second, more southern route. And this is provocative to Iran. Its top diplomat has issued an explicit warning, in fact, to any ship that would dare skirt its preferred route, the one it intends to place a toll on, saying this would increase tensions.
In the understanding on the MOU, Iran promised to open up the Strait of Hormuz, reverted back to a pre-war traffic prior to the war, as long as the U.S. removed its blockade. So it looks like both parties violated the deal, especially Iran. They the ones who made the first attack by attacking our commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. That is all I have in regards to the update of this war. This will conclude my video. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will keep y'all updated as the war and the deal persists or winds down. Whichever they choose to do, I will report on it. Okay? I will catch y'all in my next video. Peace.